HR FaceTime. Today we have with us Dr. Hazel Berrard Amuah. She's the most recent HR practitioner of the year, awarded by HR Focus. And she is the regional HR director of Danone. Is it Danone Africa?
West Africa.
Danone West Africa. Yes. For those of us who don't know Danone is the company that manufactures Fan Yogo, Fan Ice, Fan Milk, etc. So this is the HR. She's responsible for the people that have been producing the ice cream you've been eating. Welcome to HR FaceTime, Dr. Berrard.
Thank you so much, Ravna. Good to see you. You look so well this morning.
Oh, it is the grace of the Lord.
I believe so. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. So, like I said, it's going to be very short and sweet. We have riddles for you this morning.
Wow.
We are starting with a short riddle segment. They're very easy riddles, so I'm sure you get them just like that. So
Yeah, hoping.
I'm really praying because I try to get the easiest riddles that there are. So let's start. So you have 30 seconds to respond with the correct answer.
Okay.
So, riddle.
Riddle.
What has to be broken before you can use it?
Rules. What extra? That's quite serious, right? You have to think fast. I don't really. I'm bad with riddles, so I have no idea really.
Okay. An egg.
An egg. Oh my goodness! You should have given the cheat sheet before. Okay.
Oh, well, that was a good answer because if a rule is not broken, it's like as if it's not even there. But anyway, that's for another conversation.
I get into trouble sometimes.
Right? Yeah,
Okay.
all the time actually. Okay. So the next riddle, this one. Okay. Let me see how it will go. Because for me, I'm thinking it's easy. So riddle.
Your Jewish and mine are.
And they are a little different. Okay, so riddle.
Riddle.
I'm tall when I'm young, and I'm short when I'm old. What am I?
Ravna, are you sure you want to do this to me?
Oh, I feel like this one has so many answers that it could be.
I'm tall when I'm young.
Yeah.
Um, when I'm old. Oh my. Oh, Ravna, I don't know.
It says here a candle.
What candle you have?
But I think this could even be for a person. You know how as you grow old.
I was thinking. I was going to say grandma, but my mother will be so pissed to hear this, so I didn't.
Oh, but I think that would have worked because grandmas always, start getting shorter.
And my mother says she has a decent average height when all of us in the family know she's a bit short. So. But anyway. Okay.
Well, you've already said it, so you might get in trouble. Okay, so now to the segments for the day. So we're asking about questions relevant to this pandemic period. And now every business is looking to get maximum value for as little as possible because of the situation we found ourselves. So the question that we would like you to answer for us is, what three things could every what three things could every employee develop personally, especially in these times of COVID-19?
So I'll talk about three things from the space of both skill and value, right? So my most popular one is the balance quotient, which I'm trying to live as well as talk about because I think it's very relevant. The balance quotient, in my view and per my definition of what balance is having a balance between your work and your other than work life. I don't like using the phrase work-life balance because you really have one life.
Yeah.
So the balance quotient, which I believe has 4 key dimensions: the physical aspect, the mental aspect, the emotional aspect, and the spiritual aspect. So I think that in this era of the pandemic, where it is very important for all of us to build immunity, physical activity helps to build immunity, to make you strong, to just make you also divert your attention off, you know, the pressure of all the news around coronavirus and what it is and what it's not, and what's happening around the space of coronavirus. Then we come to the mental aspect being reading wide, expanding your horizon, your thinking, in a way that keeps you active and makes you tick. So mentally, what are you really reading? You may want to shift context of what you read, something more relevant to what your work is about, or what you could think of doing beyond work or outside of work as an entrepreneur. So that's the mental part I'm thinking about. And emotional, keeping your emotions in place so that you don't have a panic reaction to everything around you, being aware of your words and actions on other people, and trying to be conscious and deliberate about making sure your words and your actions land soft. So that's about the emotion. Then, very importantly, is the spiritual. I mean, regardless of what your faith may be, whether you're Hindu, Buddhist, Atheist, Muslim, or Christian, I think all these religions believe that there was a force that created us and the universe around us. So, being in tune with your faith, being in tune with your spiritual part is very relevant. So, that balance among these four key dimensions for me creates a lot of balance. If you're a very balanced individual, you are usually at peace, you don't get easily flustered, you don't get easily stressed, and therefore your productivity at work also enhances or goes up because you are operating in your highest element. And the balance quotient is not static, it moves. So your threshold keeps increasing based on how much time you invest in it and how much time you really, how much attention you pay to where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow, and how to keep measuring your progress. So balance quotient is one big thing I want to talk about. The other two I want to talk about are twins. They don't go separately. When you separate them, they get diluted, and that's agility and pace. So the world has moved very quickly from December when we first came about coronavirus or COVID-19 in China, right?
Yeah.
9 months down the line, the whole world has changed. The world,
Completely.
the Cold War, didn't have this impact. We've lost so many lives to health and to death. And there's so much frustration and pain in families who have lost their jobs or lost part of their income or lost their businesses. All right. Families who have members of their family who are sick and others who have passed on. Right. So there is so much happening. If you don't move with pace and agility to adapt to this new world,
Yeah.
you'll be extinct.
Yeah.
And you got to move really, really fast because when COVID even first started, there was news every day. We had to, learn the types of masks to use, how to wear the mask, sanitize, wash, the types of
Yeah.
alcoholic.
New things every day.
There was something every day. If you switched on the news, every day you had completely different information, and that was
Yeah.
sometimes very, very difficult to absorb. So if you don't have adaptability and pace, how can you adapt all of that, or absorb all of that, and then respond in your way of interacting with people from both an employee perspective and from a private life perspective? So balance, quotient, pace, and agility. Then my last one, my third one, is disruptive innovation. How can you create what has never been created before? How can you be, the first of the first in doing new things very differently? So Irama and Hazel have to explore ourselves. What are we doing today? Today, both of us are working in the HR space, doing different things in HR, right? But how thinking a bit outside the box or within the box and doing things that would also bring us income and bring us relief mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and spiritually in a way that makes us thrive. All right. Even at work, can we come up with new things? So you mentioned I work for Danone making fun milk products, right? So we create a flavor that nobody has ever even tasted before. That is really breaking barriers and sits at the top. I mean, that's a possibility. So who is that employee who's going to come with that flavor and say, you know what, I've done all the scouting, this flavor doesn't exist. Can we do this? If I go back to my old life in Guinness, can we look at the drinks that we have in Guinness and think, okay, we have these portfolio of products. Can we create something that is very affordable? Great. If I go back to my life in Nestle, can we create a cube? Can we create a blend of coffee, Milo, cereal, whatever it is? That'll be very different. All right. So if you go to talk about the service industry, let's take the bank, for example. We all know that the highest hit people in that finance industry are the bankers because they have to handle money, which is coming through from all kinds of angles, from management, all kinds of places, and they're getting infected day in, day out. Can we move to a cashless bank system where transactions are only by e-move or e-approach or apps without having cash physically? Can we do that? That's just innovative thinking. I'm just thinking aloud right now. So in terms of disruptive innovation, these are things that all of us have to begin to think about, whether you're a business person or an employee. All right. How do you create change? If you're an Uber driver, because of the health situation, even now it's picking up a little bit, and you have a car that you were driving, or you were using pay as you go, or those kinds of arrangements where you have a car can pay or whatever. Can you change your use of service to be something that is going to give you income even more, but it's not Uber? So we all need to think a bit differently about how we are operating. The farmers, how are they thinking differently in terms of leveraging on the situation to be self-reliant as a country by producing and consuming everything in Ghana rather than importing? Because with the lockdown also, we had import issues, right? Because the borders are closed. We had fewer coming through. So what can we do differently? So those are a few thoughts I had around the three things that I wanted to share on this FaceTime with HR.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I really love the fact that you've been able to make relevant how our private lives directly affect our world of work. I think now more than ever, especially for those who have been working at home, we've realized the need to be mentally sound, especially in our home environment, and how it will directly affect our outputs and affect our work. Thank you so much for these gems. I just knew it was a great idea to catch you on HR FaceTime. Thank you so much,
I
Dr.
just love you
Berrard.
too much, and I love you right back.
Thank you so
Take care.
much. Thank you, thank you,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Thank you
Enjoy
too.
your day.
Enjoy yours too. Bye.
Bye.